Evening. Hey, my name's Alan. Mubarak? Obara. Nice to meet you. I'm sure I mispronounced it. I'm sorry. Where are you from? Palestine?
I'm from the West Bank.
West Bank, okay. I knew a guy some time ago who was born in Bethlehem. Never met anybody else who was born in Bethlehem before.
I'm from Nablus.
Okay.
It's like, it's basically north of Ramallah.
Okay. I'm not super familiar with all the geography there.
But from the area.
I'm sad to hear anytime there's war anywhere.
Yeah.
To me it's one of the worst things that one can imagine. And I believe that governments, no matter who they are, human governments are always going to seek more and more power to destroy more and to hurt more innocent people, so that other innocent people won't look at the government and say, you guys are oppressing us. Instead, they'll be so preoccupied with fighting the bad guys, that they don't look at the government.
Yeah,
that's destroying
I feel like this country over the past 60 years is, I think, based on black men, in my opinion.
It's based on what?
Black men. A lot of black men.
Yeah, all the time. More than 6 years.
Yeah.
It's been
60.
Oh, 60, yeah, okay. That's better. That's better.
Personally, I
Getting
think
closer.
it's since JFK.
Getting
Since
closer.
it's been happening. It's just like all the funding from foreign lobbies. So that's the only thing I'm iffy about.
Probably longer. I mean, think about, I don't know how familiar you are with kind of the early American history, but so the framers of the Constitution, George Washington's the first president. One of the first things he does is there were a bunch of farmers who were protesting a tax. Have you ever heard of the Whiskey Rebellion?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so the Whiskey Rebellion is a major hypocrisy by the founders of this country that's supposed to have all this freedom in the Bill of Rights, And one of the reasons why hypocrisy hits me so hard is because, I follow Jesus, and Jesus's enemies who killed him, his main criticism of them was that they were hypocrites. He said, what defines a Pharisee, his enemies, in Luke chapter 12, he said that the leaven, the main ingredient of the Pharisees, is hypocrisy. And the kind of hypocrisy that would lead them to, stomp on the innocent, stomp on, the weak.
Yeah, the weak,
and make themselves look good. Yeah.
It's just something, I feel like will never end, but I feel like right now people are finally starting to realize what's going on.
Well, you sound optimistic. I'm not as optimistic.
Yeah, I hope to be optimistic. Because what I believe is every hardship comes with peace. That's it. Every hardship comes with peace, no matter what.
Do you believe that, the world, if you could zoom out and look at human history from beginning to end, and this is a sincere question because I don't know the answer. I've read the Quran in English, obviously, but it was a professor from the University of Medina, so I think he probably did a good job,
Yeah.
And I've studied Islam, I've listened to many Muslims, but I don't know the answer to this question. So, zoom out, human history. Toward the end of human history, right before kind of the end of the world,
Yeah.
Is there the idea that it'll be kind of like now, or will it be more like most people are Muslims, or very few people are Muslims? Or?
So there will be a time where a lot of people, most of the world's population will be Muslims. And there will become a time that will start getting less and less.
Okay. So it'll go up and then kind of go back down again? Interesting. And then near, around the end
of time,
like that.
usually what it is said is God will take the believers. God will God will take the believers before the worst or the end of times come. Okay. So the believers won't suffer.
Okay. And the idea is that there might be, at that time of the end, God will take the believers, and there will be kind of a lot of unbelievers left at that time?
Yes.
Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Interesting, okay. The idea that I generally believe is the case is that over the course of time, the gospel of Jesus will grow in the hearts of people to such an extent, and I think this is probably something that will happen over thousands of years, but I think that probably what will happen is that most countries will be following Jesus at the governmental level and at the level of almost everybody who lives there. and like other religions will even be like outlawed as far as like public expression, and there will be like scorned, you know, and that Jesus will come back at some point when there's a whole bunch of people who love Jesus in the world. That I think is a long way away. You know, I don't expect it anywhere near my lifetime or my daughter's lifetime. I think it's thousands of years away, personally. But I don't
God
know.
knows best on that.
God knows best. I don't know. That's just what I think.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. What does?
No one will never know the end of time, when the end of time will be, except for God.
Yeah, that's for sure. What does concern me is that, you know, I'm 47, and you know, in good health, but what am I going to live 47 more years? Maybe.
God knows.
God knows. I could die tonight. Nobody knows. And eternity is long, you know. And I don't want to stand before God. And if He says to me, "Hey, Alan, why should I let you into heaven?" I don't want to have to say, "Well, why don't you check out the good stuff that I've done?" You know, here's my list of good deeds, right? So I loved my wife, most of the time, you know, sometimes less, sometimes more. I raised my kids, sometimes well, sometimes not well, you know, worked my jobs, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to list out all my accomplishments. What's God going to say to me? He's going to say, "Wow, that's fantastic. Guess what you also did? You also took all these blessings that you had, didn't appreciate them. You were bitter, you were a coward, you were like lustful, you were covetous, you were greedy, you were not peaceable." And He would very righteously list out all of my sin, you know. I don't think that I can look a holy God in the eye and say, "You should let me into your paradise because of how good a guy I am." I think I would be screwed, you know. Have you ever thought about that?
Well, yeah. I mean, for us, God puts our deeds on the scale, and we'll outweighs our God. God is always merciful. As long as you seek for mercy, seek for forgiveness, God will always forgive, no matter what. No matter how big or small the sin is, God will always forgive. So as long as you believe in God, do what you need to do in regards to your prayers, your donation, or your charity, your fasting, your pilgrimage, and of course your pillar or your oneness in God, divine destiny, you will enter heaven.
That's a tawheed, right?
Basically, yes. Just do your best. Seek oneness in God, and that's it. Do your best in life.
Do you think that if God, who sees everything, we both agree, He sees and knows everything, there's nothing hidden from His sight, right? I think, tell me if you agree, I think if He looks at me and I said, "I did my best," He'd be like,
"Good evening, everybody."
You only sometimes did something close to your best,
Of course.
you know? Usually you
Tonight
didn't.
we are honoring
You know?
the hundreds
Do you
of
agree with that?
Yeah, of
journalists
course I do. So you just do your
have
best
been
in life.
murdered.
Do your best. Be good to
I will
people.
be reading
Well, maybe we'll get a chance to talk more after. I don't want to
Mariam.
interrupt.
I probably need to head out because
Okay.
I have a lot of things.
Nice talking to you.
with the will that
What's
she
your name?
left
Alan.
to her only
And
child.
Abrak.
Obama. Basically Obama, but with a D instead.
Thanks.
She is one
Alvada.
of hundreds of
I got it
journalists
now, I think. All right, man. Well,
killed
if I don't see you again,
by the
safe
genocide.
travels.
Probably was a small city.
Yeah, for sure.
And we want to honor her.